Welcome to this week's Movie Math, where Deadpool found an angel and a devil on his shoulders, yet neither could distract the merc with the mouth from his mission: continued domination of the worldwide box office. In its second weekend, Deadpool fell just under 60%, a far better hold than 50 Shades of Grey last year, and on par with fellow outside-the-box superhero flick Guardians of the Galaxy. Clearly, curiosity has kicked in to help Ryan Reynolds and company, as when a movie is this hot, it's hard for less frequent moviegoers to stay on the sidelines. And based on tweets and comments from you guys, parents continue to bring their kids out in force, which is surely helping to keep the Fox flick afloat as well. If you're a parent who brought your child to see Deadpool, I think we'd all be curious to hear how you explained masturbation, strap-ons, and strip clubs to them after the film. I'm sure that made for a lively discussion at Red Robin. But cold hard cash does not judge, and in just 2 weeks, Deadpool has amassed over $235 million stateside, and almost a cool $500 million worldwide. At this rate, and with little competition on the horizon for the next 2 weeks, it just might be the first R-rated film to join the $1 billion club. And even if it falls short of the $1 billion club, it's still well on its way to unseating The Matrix Reloaded as the highest-grossing R-rated film of all time. The only questions left now are how fast can Fox turn around a sequel, and just how badly is Deadpool going to embarrass X-Men Apocalypse? It'll also be interesting to see if Fox, after long floundering with their Marvel properties, might make R-rated superhero movies their niche. The studio is already promising that the Wolverine and potentially an X-Force movie will get the R-rated treatment, and it would be difficult for Disney and Warner Brothers to follow suit, as they have toy, theme park, and other commitments for their superheroes, which wouldn't gel with an R rating. For instance, how much Daredevil and Jessica Jones merchandise do you see? Meanwhile, in 2014, the Avengers alone generated an additional $1 billion in merchandise sales alone. As for the weekend's new releases that dared to take a swing at Deadpool, they largely missed. In fact, Fox's Kung Fu Panda 3 was also able to maintain its number 2 spot from last weekend, falling just under 40% in its 4th weekend. But while Kung Fu Panda 3 has earned about the same in both North America and China, it still has yet to roll out in a number of other countries, which means it will have to do battle with Disney's Zootopia, which has already begun playing overseas and is racking up some impressive numbers. Like in France, biggest opening for a Disney animated movie ever. Sony's Risen managed to do the best of all the newcomers, which was expected, as religious films these days flex a lot of box office muscle. Yet that a film starring Joseph Fiennes and Tom Felton with pretty much no mainstream advertising could score the highest new debut, well, maybe Sony should have tried to market it a little. A24's The Witch came in 4th, faltering after a strong debut Friday, as most horror films do. The Witch has benefited from strong art house buzz and also backing from the Satanic Temple. Little kids seeing Deadpool, a satanic cult's endorsement helping instead of hurting a movie at the box office? Interesting. And on that note, there was little interest in the old-school pull-yourself-up-by-your-bootstraps Jesse Owens bio race, which failed to match the recent debuts of 42 and Get On Up. Poor Stephan James. It looks like his agent's phone will not be ringing this week. As for the rest of the box office, How to Be Single and Zoolander 2 had almost the exact same drop as Deadpool in their second weekends, but obviously started out much lower to begin with. Meanwhile, Star Wars The Force Awakens is frustratingly close to that $1 billion mark domestically, which has got to be driving Disney crazy. Also likely annoying Disney is that they might have taken too long making a live-action The Little Mermaid, as China's The Mermaid from Stephen Chow has topped both Monster Hunt and Furious 7 to become the Middle Kingdom's highest-grossing film ever with $400 million in just 12 days. That's like Deadpool money. And on that note, Chow's The Mermaid is considerably more adult than Disney's, as his environmental activist mermaid plans to seduce and kill a tycoon who has plans to illegally develop a dolphin preserve, only to find herself actually fall in love with him. Despite his plan to murder all those dolphins, he must be one smooth operator. Anyway, not only does Disney have plans to do a live-action The Little Mermaid, but Universal has also just cast Chloe Grace Moretz as their own mermaid. Has Universal even glanced at her box office resume? As for this coming weekend, Deadpool seems to have another easy win in his future against Gods of Egypt 999 and Eddie the Eagle. And that's the weekend box office. I'm Grace Randolph, and we just did some movie math. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you'll go beyond the trailer for these other top movies.